Welcome to our double angle formulas part 6 video. Let's take a look at our example. Use a double angle formula to evaluate the expression below, cotangent of 5 pi over 3. Now, looking at our double angle formulas, we don't have a particular formula that directly specifies cotangent. So let's go ahead and rewrite cotangent in terms of tangent. Recall that by definition, cotangent is 1 over tangent. So we're going to write this as 1 over tangent of 5 pi over 3. Now, focusing our attention on this denominator, let's evaluate tangent of 5 pi over 3. So tangent of 5 pi over 3 is what we're interested in for now. Now, looking at our double angle formulas, we see that tangent will have an input of 2 theta, and here tangent has an input of 5 pi over 3. So let's go ahead and match them up. So let 2 theta be equal to 5 pi over 3. Now, our goal is to get the theta by itself, so let's rewrite 2 theta is equal to 5 pi over 3, and let's divide by 2 on both sides of the equation. So this implies that theta is going to be equal to 5 pi over 6. Now, we can start to evaluate this expression for tangent. So we have tangent of 5 pi over 3 is equal to 2 times tangent of theta, so we have 2 times tangent of theta, but theta happens to be 5 pi over 6, divided by 1 minus tangent square of theta, so we have 1 minus tangent square of theta, which happens to be 5 pi over 6. Now our goal now is to evaluate this. So let's see. Well, let's evaluate tangent of 5 pi over 6. Now recall that tangent is defined as a ratio between sine and cosine, so we can rewrite this one as sine of 5 pi over 6 divided by cosine of 5 pi over 6. Now looking at our unit circle, we have 5 pi over 6 here, and sine is associated with your actual y coordinate, so we have this to be 1/2 divided by cosine, which is associated by your actual x coordinate. So we have divided by square root of 3 over 2 in terms of a negative. Now, the 2's cancel here, so we get that tangent is simply negative 1 over square root of 3. Now, we don't want an irrational number as a denominator, so let's rationalize this expression by multiplying by 1 in the form square root of 3 over the square root of 3. So this becomes negative square root of 3 over the square root of 9. And one can say the following. This implies that tangent of 5 pi over 6 is equal to negative square root of 3 over the square root of 9, but the square root of 9 is 3. Also, we are going to need tangent square of 5 pi over 6. So let's go ahead and evaluate that one. So tangent square of 5 pi over 6 is equal to tangent of 5 pi over 6 times tangent of 5 pi over 6. But tangent of 5 pi over 6, we found it to be negative square root of 3 over 3. So we have negative square root of 3 over 3 times negative square root of 3 over 3. Now, negative times a negative becomes a positive. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 becomes a square root of 9. And then 3 times 3 is 9. But the square root of 9 is 3, so we have positive 3 divided by 9. And after we divide both numerator and denominator by 3, we get that this is 1/3. So that's the value for tangent square. Now going back here, we can say, well, tangent of 5 pi over 3 simply becomes 2 times tangent of 5 pi over 6, which we said was negative root 3 over 3. And all of that is over 1 minus tangent square of 5 pi over 6, so we have 1 minus 1/3. Now notice here that you have negative 2 root 3 over 3 divided by 2/3. Well, the 3's cancel here, and you're going to get that the 2's cancel here as well. So this is simply equal to negative square root of 3. But that's not what we want. Since we just got the value for a tangent of 5 pi over 3, we need to reflect and see what is the ultimate objective. Well, we know that this value happens to be negative square root of 3. But what we wanted was cotangents. So this implies that cotangent of 5 pi over 3 is equal to the reciprocal of this. So it's going to be negative 1 over square root of 3. And once again, rationalizing by multiplying it by 1 in the form root 3 over 3, we get that this value is negative square root of 3 over the square root of 9, which happens to be negative square root of 3 over 3. And that concludes this value, or this particular video on double angle formulas. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.